Hey everybody. Okay, so it's been about a week since I made my last video for you guys. I feel it's very important to bring this information to you guys, given, the news updates that I'm seeing. So I'm going to ask for a word of wisdom from our Father to help me portray this to you guys. It's a lot of information. It's probably going to be a part 2 because there's a lot of scripture I want to cover with you guys. I'm still going to post the studies below because I'm not a teacher. I'm just a seed planter. But I want to get as much of this information from me as possible so you guys hopefully will feel led to dig in further. So the title of this video is, If Wars and Rumors of Wars Need Not Trouble You, What Then Should You Concern Yourself With? So Christ told us in Matthew 24, When ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So what's the opposite of wars and rumors of wars? It's peace. When you start hearing peace talks and you start seeing all these peace deals being made, which are happening like that, Muslims with Israel going on. Sudan just passed a 17-year war. After 17 years, they just signed a peace deal. Afghanistan peace deal was earlier this year. They're going back to the table to talk about it some more. Rumors of Iran going on. I mean, we know from Revelations that the first beast that comes up out of the sea is a political beast. And you hear me talk about Daniel all the time. The Daniel prophecies, that vile person that stands up is Antichrist, Satan himself. Christ even says in Matthew 24, in that same chapter, When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, which is Jerusalem, that's God's favorite place on planet earth, whosoever readeth, let him understand, and let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. That means get out of there. That's Satan over there. That is not Jesus. He says, don't go, and don't let any man deceive you when you read Matthew 24 in its entirety. Don't let anybody deceive you. There's several scriptures that talk about peace, 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 but there's no peace for Jerusalem. Ezekiel 13:10, because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace, and one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. That means it's covered, whitewashed, making it look real good with false teachings to deceive you. God doesn't want all this stuff covered. He wants it uncovered, which means, and sometimes you hear preachers say, you don't need to study the book of Revelations because you're going to be gone. Well, the book of Revelations means to unveil. That means he wants you to understand it. He wants you to know what's going on. So, point being of this study is, when you start hearing a lot of peace talks, your ears need to perk up and you need to be on watch. That's what the whole chapter of Ezekiel 33 is about. Setting up watchmen. God sets up watchmen to sound that alarm, because we are in the latter days. I had somebody ask me just the other day on one of my videos, well, what makes you so sure that this generation is the last generation? Well, that's because Jesus told us to learn about the parable of the fig tree. He said not maybe, he said learn it. And whenever you learn about the parable of the fig tree, you know that that shoot was set forth in Israel with the Kenites, the bad figs, in 1948. We're 72 years into that generation, and prophecy is passing like this. I just feel really led to bring this to everybody's attention. I'm not going to dig into any more of my notes because I just feel like I said what needed to be said. I'll make a part 2 with, the other scriptures that I have here. But pretty much, Daniel talks about this. There's 9 chapters of the book of Ezekiel that God wrote to us to warn us. 9 chapters of warnings to warn us that the false one comes first, that he's coming. If he gives you 9 chapters of warning, are you going to listen? I am. So, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. A lot of peace talks going on. Ears need to be perking up. I don't think it'll be long. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So, that's what's happening. And it will happen, and it's going to come to pass just as it's written. Mark 13 says, at the very last verse, says, Christ says, what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. So that's what we're doing. We're watching and waiting. I love you guys. I'm going to post some studies below. If there's any questions you have, just shoot me a message. I love you guys.